A middleweight bout here. Tafon Nchukwi coming in at -140 against AJ Dobson, who sits at +110. Over under 2.5 rounds, -115 for the over and the under. Tafon Nchukwi 6-3 in his record, 6-2 for AJ Dobson. So a couple of guys with not even 10 fights under their record, but a couple fights in the UFC. 31 years of age for Dobson, 28 years of age for Nchukwi. 2-3 in his last 5 for Nchukwi, 3-2 for Dobson. And if you look at Tafon Nchukwi in the picture, the man looks a little bit thicker than AJ Dobson. The reason for that is he is coming down from 205. He last fought at 205, and he's coming down to middleweight. Wonder how he's going to look on the scales, if he can make it, because he's a pretty thick dude. He's only 6 foot, but he has a big body, and he's on a 2-fight losing streak. He lost to Carlos Ulberg, got knocked out in the first round. Lost to Azamat Murzakanov, got knocked out in the 3rd round. He honestly didn't look too bad in that fight until he got caught. And it was like looking to be some kind of disappointing performance for Murzakanov, but then he just catches him with the knee in the 3rd, and it was a good win there. But for Nchukwi, you'll see a lot of kicks. It's not like I don't want to say like not technical, but he's not setting much up. It's kind of like naked throws with the hands, naked throws with the kicks. It's not a lot of, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, anything like that. It's just like a here and there type of striking for AJ Dobson. He's 0-2 in the UFC, losses to Petrosian and Malkoun, got dominated on the ground by Malkoun, and just got out volume by Petrosian. So, I mean, he's lost both ways. In this one, it's kind of a tough one to pick because we haven't seen like the greatest from either guy. So I don't know if you're buying much on either side, but what are you thinking?
Yeah, no, we haven't seen too much from either guy. And from what I've seen against Tafon, I think I like his side a little bit more here, especially coming down to middleweight from 205. I think it benefits him more in this fight. If he was fighting a striker, like a pure striker, I think he'd, maybe struggle a little bit because you got to worry about that chin dropping all that weight. That's a 20-pound cut. It's not like you're moving from lightweight to featherweight or something. It's a decent size cut down. AJ Dobson is going to look to wrestle some point in this fight. And Tafon's got a 71% takedown defense. He's landed takedowns of his own. He's going to be stronger. I think, you can see in the picture, the dude is jacked. And, he's going to be an inch shorter. A lot of muscle. He's super strong. I think he's going to be harder to take down, especially, being used to those 205ers. And now you're just stuffing takedowns from 185er. I think it benefits him a little bit. And on the feet, he's got pretty good volume for a bigger dude like that. And he's gone a decision. He's won decisions. He put up 120 strikes against Jamie Pickett in a 3-round fight and just beat the brakes off of him. Had a knockdown in that fight. Props to Jamie for surviving. Beats Mike Rodriguez. Loses a majority decision to Jung Young Park. And you touched on the Azamat Murzakanov and Carlos Ulberg fights. So, he's fought good guys. He really has. You look at Ulberg, the dude is a savage. That fight didn't last long at all, but he is a savage. Azamat Murzakanov just beat Dustin Jacoby, and he's still undefeated. So he's fighting good dudes. AJ Dobson, 0-2 in the UFC. If he can't get the fight to the ground, I think as the fight goes on, it's just going to be Tafon taking over on the feet, landing bigger shots, landing more volume. And if that's the way the fight plays out, I think he gets the win here over Dobson.
Yeah, this is like it's a weird one because I look at the Malkoun fight for Dobson and be like, okay, if he was piecing him up on the feet in the first round, so maybe he's got some pretty solid striking, and then you go and fight Petrosian, who's like a great kickboxer. You're probably not going to beat him kickboxing. Dobson goes for the takedowns. So in this one, I'm wondering what his game plan is going to be, and if it's a stand-up battle, which I kind of think is the way he's going to go about it, is to like want to kickbox with Nchukwi. I think it could be a close fight, and I think we could maybe see more out of AJ Dobson for Nchukwi. I want to see what he looks like on the scales coming down to 185 because he came into the UFC at 185, obviously fought Jun Young Park at 185 and lost, and then moves up to 205. But I want to see what he looks like. For the sake of the show, I'm going to go with AJ Dobson, just taking a slight dog here because he trains with Matt Brown too. I don't know if that helps any bit, but I think he kind of needs a win here too to even like keep his job. So I'm going to take him.
Yep.